Namaste, viewers. I'm Vibhuti Jha. This is Sanatan World. And, today, before I begin, I will make my humble request. Please like, subscribe, and support our channel, give your feedback, and appreciate you viewing our channel despite so many options and choices available to you. Coming back to the topic today, I want to talk about the leader of the opposition party, Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Now, I wouldn't normally talk about Rahul Gandhi because I don't consider him to be a serious politician. But considering what is happening in the country, in India, and the way he relies upon the United States for the elements within who fund him, support him, via many mechanisms of NGOs and guidance, support, coaching, that every time he comes to various parts of the world, there is a problem waiting to happen in India. Now, right now, we know that cockroaches were running the streets of Delhi. You all know by now what was the actual motive of doing that. That was to hit at the government. The exams, the paper leak, these were not the issues. They were made an issue, just as Chief Justice commenting upon using the word cockroach in a totally different context led to formation of a cockroach Janata Party. Now, I have said this before and I'll say it now again, that anybody who calls himself cockroach, even if it is a self-deprecating humor, is a bad one. Because who would want to be identified as a cockroach? It has never been. The only way to destroy the cockroach is you put flit on it, some chemical on it, or as we used to do in the villages, beat them or kill them with a chappal or a saddle. So when somebody calls himself a cockroach party, you know what is the motive behind it. I remember very clearly when this entire cockroach Janata Party was established or formed, or they were threatening to wage a street battle in India, Congress Party's remarkable spokesperson, he's not a spokesperson, but a congressee called Shashi Tharoor had chuckled and said that the Indian opposition party may gain a lot if we learn from their agitation. Something he knew before the agitation broke out the way it did. Rahul Gandhi participated, came in late as always, and began to champion the youth movement and began to talk about the pains of the youth movement without even knowing, without even doing anything. So what is his gameplay? His gameplay is very simple. Just blame, 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 and blame the government, Modi, Amit Shah, and whoever else. Ask them to resign, resign, resign. Forgetting the unfortunate role of his own government in doing to the country and Hindus the way they destroyed. So Rahul Gandhi is totally gutless. Now he has asked that Amit Shah must resign, and Modi and Amit Shah don't have the guts. Now, the guts is a very different word. It's political, it's smart, it's tactical word. You use guts when it is needed. You don't use your guts to fight with somebody who has a huge nuisance value. Famous saying, if you want to fight a pig, you will have to get into the gutter, and if you get into the gutter, you know who gets dirty. I'm not saying don't kill the pig or don't beat the crap out of him. But the point here is that Rahul is a gutless leader of the opposition party, which I popularly call as LOO Party. Rahul is a LOO Party. Point is very simple. I am looking at another scenario here. All that he is doing, he went to Jharkhand, where the general category people were protesting against reservation and exam problems. But he didn't have the guts to go to Jharkhand about that. I'm sorry, did not go to Jharkhand. He's going everywhere else. The point of the matter is the United States Senate, with an overwhelming majority, has authorized the President of the United States to impose up to 100% tariff, secondary tariff, on China, India, and other countries who are doing trade with Russia and whatever. So Senate has authorized in a bipartisan way by a bill introduced by Lindsey Graham, a warmonger, may his soul rest in peace, who had threatened with a thundering typhoon kind of a variety, we will kill you with 500% tariff. All right. I was a little worried about it. I live in America. I'm an American at the moment. And I was wondering, why are these people, where every politician always talks about that whatever they are doing to protect the future of their children and grandchildren? Do they not think about the possibility how this kind of a legislation, this kind of a bullying, this kind of a dadagiri, if I may use the Hindi word for that, works for the future of American children and grandchildren? Ever thought about it? But important part is more than 80 senators voted for it, cutting across party line. They call it the bipartisan way. But critical element here is it is yet to go to the House, which is probably in a summer recess or whatever before they reconvene again. Until President Trump signs the bill, it is not a bill. It is an authorization of power. Odds are Mr. Trump will love it. He loves tariff. He may impose tariff, but there will be repercussions. The important part here is that the U.S. Senate has in a bipartisan manner given the power and authority to the president. I wanted to ask Rahul Gandhi, as the leader of the opposition, have you ever criticized the US government for its anti-India policy? Does it fall into the purview of the India's opposition party to say, no, United States, you are wrong about it? Have they ever joined the government in dealing with these issues? Look at FCRA bill. FCRA bill, as everybody else knows now, is prevalent in one form or the other in many parts of the world, including United States, where they want to control the usage of funds and inflow of funds that interferes or plays a role in the domestic system of the country. Anybody remembers that how America was upset that how dare a foreign government interfere in American elections or fund people and NGOs that try to upset the American democratic processes? Anybody remembers how Chinese were buying a sensitive agricultural land next to a very critical Air Force bases? And then US was trying to pass a bill to prevent Chinese buying the land, agricultural land, where many would challenge eventually as unconstitutional. Remember that? This is the issue which is important. So I'm asking Rahul Gandhi, step up, young man. You are hardly a young man anymore, although in the definition of today's 70s, yesterday's 50, you still may qualify to be a young man, but you belong more to the category of cockroaches than to the category of youth, Gen Z, where there are many brilliant young Indians who I have implicit faith in. That, every disaster creates an opportunity. This is an opportunity for Indian youth to shine, to perform, and win the battle. But Rahul Gandhi is again a remarkably despicable man. He's relying upon, and this is important for every Indian to know, every Hindu to know, he's relying upon the classic British divide and rule gameplay by dividing the Indian society in every single way possible. His party has a history of violence. Soon after Gandhiji was killed, Nathuram Godse's individual act, led to his punishment. But thousands of Chitpavan Brahmin and others were attacked, killed by Congress party workers. Similarly, Sikhs were killed by after Indira Gandhi assassination. They are forgotten. Congress party's history of violence is forgotten totally. And I'm surprised that any Hindu and any Sikh still supports Rahul Gandhi. But here is a very simple question. I want Rahul Gandhi to do two things. Show guts, prove me wrong. Condemn the cockroach movement I won't call it a movement. I would say cockroach play by the foreign powers, Dipke and others, as some kind of a interference in governance of Indian political system. This is indeed a regime change operation. America and the West have been very brutal about regime changes. You know it all, whether it was Iraq, WMD, Libya, Iran, Bangladesh, Pakistan. The popular Prime Minister Imran Khan is sitting in jail and languishing. They tried so much here, but the Rahul Gandhi is not delivering return on capital or return on investment to his foreign paramours. And I want him to do two things. If you have any guts left in you, condemn the US Senate unilateral action, bipartisan action to punish India. Forget China. China will take care of it. And you, anyway, have the CCP, you have an agreement with them. At least India, say that the United States is wrong about it. And the second one is FCRA. Call out the foreign interference of a very significant group of Christians as if it is interfering in the life of the minorities. There is no country in the world where minorities have actually prospered. India is one such example. Minorities have actually prospered in India. And if they did not prosper, it was because of Congress party policies, because they always used, abused, and misused them as a vote bank, including Muslims. Muslims were happy because they were giving some political concessions to them. They have done everything anti-Hindu, anti-Sikh, anti-Jain, everybody else. So much so that Nehru-Gandhi family has the dubious distinction of dumping the Kashmiri Pandits and Kashmiri Hindus in the manner they did in favor of Abdullahs and Muftis. So Rahul Gandhi, prove me wrong and I'll be happy to applaud you if you have the guts to condemn those who are trying to destroy the country. I hope it doesn't include you for your political gains. Okay? People are watching. And you are living in a world today where everything you say and do is visible to everybody almost instantaneously. All right? We will be watching. Thank you, viewers. I always say Satyameva Jayate, and that is the reason for that. The reason is Satya must triumph. Truth must triumph. And for truth to triumph, you and I will have to get up and fight for it. Thank you. Namaste.